In the grand scheme of things, when you look at humankind's technological advances, a lot happened, and a lot happened all at once. For centuries, our technological advances moved at a snail's pace. That is, until immediately after the infamous Roswell UFO crash. Welcome to the Roswell Incident New Perspective. This is a different view of the infamous 1947 Roswell UFO crash. Please hit that subscribe button for more strange and unusual. There are many theories out there that support the UFO crash being very real. But one thing nobody ever associates with the crash is the technological advances that occurred immediately following the incident. All of a sudden, the human race became more educated, more advanced, and more scientifically enabled. This practically happened overnight. Before Roswell, we were still very much living in the Stone Age when it came to technology, medicine, and science. After Roswell, we became educated, somehow. Before this, we were inventing the slinky and silly putty, and that really places things into perspective. We did have some major breakthroughs, like a dialysis machine, but all in all, we were moving forward very slowly. Take a look at what happened after Roswell. Following the Roswell incident, the Frisbee was released, and its design and flight pattern looked awfully familiar. It was marketed as a flying saucer. We then saw recording capabilities in the first tape recorder and the first black box flight recorder. The transistor radio, the solar cell, optic fiber, the first computer hard disk, the hovercraft, computer language, computer modems, the laser, integrated circuits, the internal pacemaker, and the microchip all became part of our culture, society, science, and way of living. The best one yet was the mobile phone. That's right, mobile phones came into existence in the United States in 1947, the same year as the Roswell incident. A wireless communication device in 1947. But in 1946, Sweden developed the actual first working cell phone. Shortly after, 200 identified ghost crafts were documented by radar, and authorities recovered physical fragments of the crafts, which were attributed to the ghost rockets and crashes. Those are quite the technological advances to happen all at once, and when you really stare at that list, these are things that literally fall into the science fiction category. But in this case, it was science nonfiction written by alien technology we discovered and learned from. In fact, excluding Roswell, every major technological advancement for humankind took place in or around or after a documented UFO incident. This is something to consider, as the explosion of massive technological advances came from the research and study of the UFOs that crashed in Roswell, New Mexico, and other places around the world during the respective time periods. Yes, UFOs as in plural at Roswell. All the excitement and attention was placed on the first crash by the media, enthusiasts, witnesses, and conspirators. So much attention that a second crash was overlooked. Shortly after this, aircraft was being designed and manufactured following the 1947 crashes at Area 51. These images look hauntingly like a UFO. Why were we all of a sudden building crafts that look like this? I don't subscribe to conspiracy theories. I look at facts, and the facts are we have multiple images of multiple unexplained crafts having crashed in Roswell, New Mexico. Then we have the images the government used to explain away extraterrestrials claiming their crashed weather balloon was mistaken for a UFO. However, when you compare the released image of the weather balloon debris to the actual photos of the crashes, there is no sign of the material the government was using in their photo to back their weather balloon story. Also, when you compare the wreckage of the alleged UFO to a craft we would later design and build, there seems to be an awful lot of similarity. Fact of the matter is, we would be arrogant as a species to believe we are the only intelligent creatures living in our vast galaxy in infinite space. Our scientists use man-made science to explain away extraterrestrial life with the overzealous and presumptuous notion that life cannot exist in our expansive universe because there isn't water and oxygen. To me, that is extremely biased and closed-minded to assume that other living beings would require the same level of sustenance as we human beings do. There is nothing saying that somewhere out there are beings that do not require water and air to survive. The only people claiming that are the scientists that live and study by man-made science. But we aren't dealing with man-made science. We are dealing with undiscovered extraterrestrial science that we have yet to measure, study, and truly understand. Or have we? Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And lastly, what do you believe?